Welcome to Let's Talk About It. Here we go! Say yeah! Woohoo! Oh, that's a great line. That is a great line.
Almost fucking killed me! You're welcome!
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to this new episode of Let's Talk About It. As you said, I'm gonna try and do this every day. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. I was extremely busy. Things were happening, so unfortunately I wasn't able to put out an episode yesterday. But we're gonna do it today, and we're gonna go over 4 topics that I want to go over this morning and talk to you guys about. So let's get into them. So we just had Argyle come out, and we were all talking about how it wasn't really the best movie, and had a lot of like roll your eyes moments in it. But I still doesn't take away that Henry Cavill has a few projects coming that I'm excited about. One of those is his new Warhammer series for Amazon, and we haven't really gotten a huge update about it for a while. But during I think interviews for Argyle, he talked about it, and this is an article came out on IGN, basically stating Henry Cavill says Warhammer 40,000 Amazon project is the greatest privilege of my professional career. Now, if you know Henry Cavill at all, or if you don't, first time, Henry Cavill is a super big gamer, and I believe his favorite game to play is Warhammer. And personally, for me, I don't know much about the Warhammer lore. For me, it was one of those games where I didn't know really where to jump in. I didn't really know where to start. Like, can I play the new games? Like, is it kind of like Final Fantasy, where you jump into a game you don't even know anything at all and just play? So I never could really get into this Warhammer franchise, but I was really excited when he announced it because maybe through this project, that Henry Cavill's trying to do, I can maybe understand why Warhammer is so big itself. Well, Henry Cavill coming out saying it's the greatest privilege of my professional career, I think is great for him to say, because I think for him, it is, if I was Henry Cavill and I had to make a Final Fantasy VII movie, which I love Final Fantasy VII, I would probably say that's the greatest privilege of my professional career, because you want someone who handles a project to be enthusiastic about it. You don't want people to go in being like, this is just another paycheck, oh, it's a video game, okay, I'll just do that. Kind of like what the Warcraft movie was and what video game movies used to be, where people didn't really care about the lore or the video games. Henry Cavill's a guy who cares about the lore. When he was on The Witcher, he cared about the game and the book. And that's what I really love about Henry Cavill, is because I feel like, as a fellow nerd, I can relate to him so much. And that's why I love him so much. And, that's why I've been it's been so disheartening to see how dirty he's been done, especially by Warner Brothers. And, he's still got a few projects coming out. He's got he's got the new Guy Ritchie film coming out, and he's got one of my most interesting movies I've probably ever in Highlander. The Highlander reboot, directed by the John Wick franchise. So Henry Cavill's got a lot going on. And, I think, right now is a make or break for him. Argyle, not successful, he's got Superman, which he was robbed of. He has been robbed of a lot of things. I think the new Guy Ritchie film he's in, that looks really good. And, that looks kind of like The Gentleman level. And, The Gentleman is my favorite Guy Ritchie movie. I love The Gentleman. And I kind of got that, same feeling when I was watching the Ministry of Ungently Warfare, But I'm excited for Henry Cavill to dive into this, and hope the audience who's going to watch him be like, tell us, what is Warhammer? Why do we need a Warhammer show? And I think it's going to be really cool when it comes to fruition. If you guys have any more comments, or you guys want to educate me on anything Warhammer, please comment down below and let me know. Alright, let's move on to our next topic. The DCU has been on a lot of people's minds since James Gunn and Peter Safran took over the DCU. And a lot of questions were, first off, who's our Superman? We know who that is now. The second question we all want to know now is, who is going to be our Batman? Now, this comes from the comicbookmovie.com, saying DC Studios co-chair James Gunn refute the rumor that Batman is the next hero to be cast in the DCU. Uh, so for this, I am very excited for this. To see who's gonna be Batman. And there's a lot of people. There's like a lot of people out there saying, why do we need? They're like, oh, another Batman. We already have Robert Pattinson as Batman. It's like, I think for me, like, you can't really put Robert Pattinson's Batman into a universe. I like that his Batman is off doing his own thing, because that means like they can tell like stories of villains that they might not be able to do in the DCEU. Kind of like characters like the Mad Hatter, uh, maybe Mr. Freeze, maybe like Professor Pig. Characters that are not well known, but the audience will get to know. And because those Batman movies are darker tone, that's what I like. But when James Gunn announced the Batman Brave and the Bold, I was very excited, probably super excited, because not only are you introducing Batman, you're also introducing Robin. Not the first Robin, kind of like the fourth or fifth, in Wayne, and that excites me for reasons, because that means this is gonna be an older Batman. This is gonna be maybe it's gonna be around the same age as the Ben Affleck Batman was, but he's gonna be older. We're gonna be diving into the Bat family. That means we are gonna have a Dick Grayson. We're gonna have a Barbara Gordon. We're gonna have a Jason Todd, a Tim Drake. We're gonna have the Bat family up here. But the main question is, when will we get Batman? Now, in this article, it kind of goes into like James Gunn's been asked a lot, but like his main focus right now is probably not on Batman. His main focus is Creature Commandos and Superman Legacy. Creature Commandos is basically done. We are expected to get Creature Commandos this year in late 2024, which is like maybe October. I think October would be the prime time for that, because it's Halloween season. And then Superman Legacy, which is coming out in 2025, which is like more than a year away. Those are what he's focused on. So I don't think he's really trying to. I think they're looking possibly at Batmans right now, looking at people who could play the character, but that's not what their prime priority is right now. Maybe Peter Safran's off there trying to find the Batman for James Gunn. Well, James Gunn has to focus on Legacy and just making a good movie. Good movie. A lot of people said, "Oh, the Superman Legacy movie has to be great." For me, I just want to see a good superhero movie. For me, it's really been a second since I've watched a good superhero project, and I've been disappointed. The last one I really, loved was Spider-Verse and Guardians. It's not just because, you look at those movies and you take away all the superhero, you take away the superhero concept, you take away the costumes, the heroes, the villains, and that's just a great story. Those are great stories. Spider-Verse is about learning to accept yourself. Feeling like you don't belong, but really you do. And like, even if everyone else says you don't belong, you have to tell them, I do belong. That is what I got from Spider-Verse. The message that, Miles is different from everyone, but he's also like different in other ways. In my opinion, he's the only one who has those electric powers, which makes him different, and which probably also scares the other Spider-Man. That's what I took away from that. Then we look at Guardians. That is a story about trauma. Rocket Raccoon and his trauma. You look at that, and that's a story where Rocket is such a sad character. He's been experimented on. He lost his friends, and he feels like he can't open up himself. And that's why I also trust in James Gunn. Also, that's why I trust him, because James Gunn is not just going to look at a Superman or a Batman like, let's just tell a story and fill characters in here. No, he wants to. He wants to tell a story that needs to be told. He's going to tell. I think Superman's going to be. We're going to get a Superman movie. It's a story that we have never really gotten before. Because like you're talking to me like, you take away all the Superman aspect, the superhero aspect. Maybe it's a guy trying to make his way in the world, like coming from a small town to the big city and trying to figure out where does he fit into this. Like, maybe I'm trying to figure like, I'm alien, I'm human. How do I intersect those two? Like, where do I belong? That's like what I'm really getting from Legacy. Where it's gonna be like, okay, I'm want to be human, but I'm also alien. Where do I belong in this world filled with metahumans, filled with villains larger than life, heroes larger than life? And that's why I think Superman Legacy is going to be one of the greatest Superman movies made. And I say, you can't count him out. You look at James Gunn's work, I trust in James Gunn. But, for Batman, I'm not going to give you guys my fan casting right now. I do have two people in mind, which a lot of people do. That's Alan Richardson and Jensen Ackles for Batman. I think they'd be perfect. But, we are very far away from getting our DCU Batman. But that's all I have on that. Please comment below if you guys have any other thoughts on this. And if you want to tell me anything that you might know, please comment down below or send me a message in my email. Alright, now let's move on to this next topic here. Switching from DC over to the MCU, Daredevil Born Again is back shooting. And, recently, to be honest, guys, I never finished the Daredevil series. I just couldn't get into the Netflix series because there's so much superhero stuff at the time. I never really got into it. So right now, I'm watching Daredevil, watching season 1 over again, but I'm going to try to finish the series before this comes out because I really want to know why everyone loves this character. I am a Daredevil fan, I think Charlie Cox is perfect for it, and I'm kind of glad that they are going kind of like a season 4.5 for Daredevil, where it's like kind of a continuation, but not really. But we did get some photo leaks from set, which I'm not going to show the pictures because I don't want this video to get taken down by Disney or anyone. But, it unveiled the costumes, and I have to say, I like the costumes they went for, but also, I also got a bit worried about it. Now, basically, the set photos revealed Bullseye's and Daredevil's costume. But here's the article by the comicbook.com. Basically, it says, Daredevil Morgan set photos reveal HD look at Daredevil's suit and Bullseye's colorful new costume. Now, Bullseye, I think he's a very interesting character. He has a lot of history with not just Daredevil, but other mutant characters as well. And, I'm looking at these set photos, I'm looking at Daredevil's suit, it's kind of got the same design, as, the Netflix one, but it's much more red. Which, I don't know if I need Daredevil to be more colorful. The only thing I really want from Daredevil this time around is for him to have the DD on his suit. Like that, I would flip out if I saw it said DD actually on the suit. That's what I want to see. Now, we look at Bullseye's suit, and, it's a different Bullseye design. It's not the typical, he's got the bullseye up here with the black and white in the costume. No, it's actually based on, a newer version of Bullseye, which, kind of makes him more, look like an espionage secret agent. So, basically, it's based on Chip Zdarsky's recent comic book run of Bullseye, so it's a new design for Bullseye, and I think it's good they're going for more of not really the classic comic book, but kind of like a new version. The older comic version of Bullseye, his costume, I think is kind of dated a bit. It's kind of too super villainous, wah, and you can't really take it seriously. So they're gonna go with this design, which I think is a much better design. And I think it's a lot more menacing as well. But, that's all we got for Daredevil right now. Just some set photos are leaked. I'm not going to show them because I don't want to get in trouble. But very excited for Daredevil Born Again. If you guys have any other thoughts on this topic, please comment down below and tell me your thoughts. Alright, now we're going to move on to our final topic of today. And this one, I remember hearing reports on this. But, I'm not the biggest Jurassic Park fan, I would say I like them, I liked the first one, I'm one of the only people I think I know that enjoys the Jurassic Park 3. Then we got the Jurassic World franchise. And, I kind of started looking at the Jurassic World franchise kind of like I look at the Star Wars sequel trilogy. You have a first movie that people loved. I think a lot of people love the first Jurassic World, same as the first Star Wars sequel movie. Then you go in the second one. People are like, oh, they got into human cloning. You look at the second Star Wars movie. Oh, they did the stupid thing where even though I'm one of the people who likes The Last Jedi. I like it. I know a lot of the Star Wars fans don't, but I like it. Then we go in the third movie for both franchises. I kind of like Rise of Skywalker. I'm gonna say it. Rise of Skywalker, I had a fun time with. Like, some of the things I didn't really like, but I didn't like it. Third Jurassic Park movie, I kind of liked it too. But both franchises ended up on a sour note. Now, it has been rumored that, they're going to go back to the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park franchise with a new trilogy with new characters. Well, now that is definitely confirmed because according to Deadline, new Jurassic World movie at Universal circling David Leech to direct. Now, this is a very, very interesting. Of all the people like I thought would direct a Jurassic Park movie, David Leech was the least person I was not thinking about, and I'll tell you why I wasn't thinking David Leech. Because he is more of an action director. He's done. You look at Deadpool 2, Bullet Train. Those are more like action movies. Because David Leech, he used to be a stunt guy. He is a stunt guy, and it's not confirmed that he's directing. They're looking at David Leech to direct this new franchise. And it's saying it's gonna be completely fresh. No returning cast. And I think that's good. I think the problem really with Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, and then the Jurassic World franchise is like they relied too much of bringing the original characters back. Not really creating a new story, but just like, oh, here's your member bearers. Here's Luke. Here's Alan Grant. Here's Ellie Sattler. Here's Jeff Goldblum's character. It's like, okay, like that's cool they're back, but why are they back? Are they just here for you to get excited they're back in the movie? Because of course I'm gonna go see Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies because I freaking love Jeff Goldblum. I think Jeff Goldblum's awesome. Like that's the reason I love the old Jurassic Park movies, and I love Jurassic that I actually kind of liked Jurassic World Dominion. And also, y'all also think that the Jurassic World franchise, like Star Wars, those movies, even though they were bad, some of them were bad, they still always made above $1 billion at the box office. That's not something to take lightly. It's super hard to make $1 billion at the box office because you look at right now, with super movies, they can barely even crack the $300 to $400 million mark, and hear a movie make $1 billion, that's like, in terms of the Jurassic Park, like finding a fossil. It's super hard to do now. We only had like I think $3 billion plus pictures last year, and I think that was maybe Mario, Barbie, and Oppenheimer. I don't know. I don't think Oppenheimer made. I think Oppenheimer is close, but really 2 movies. It's a very, very exclusive club. Very, very exclusive. The question is, will this have the same momentum? The thing is, you gotta look at the stats. Not a lot of people liked the original Jurassic Park movies. No, I mean Jurassic World. Not everyone loved those movies, but they made $1 billion at the time. I think they're doing something that Star Wars is a bit afraid to do right now. They want to do theatrical releases. They're like, okay, we're gonna do these Jurassic Park TV shows like Billy the Velociraptor and Joey the Stratosaurus. Let's make that a Peacock series. No, they're like Jurassic Park is theatrical. They are movies. We need to keep them as movies. Unlike Star Wars, was like, let's just keep pumping out shows, announcing movies we never are gonna do, and see if the audience likes it. Because Star Wars, every time a new show comes out, I think it's dropping. People are getting less interested, and it's gonna be. I don't even think that Mando Grogu movie is gonna make $1 billion. I think it's more being maybe a $300 or $400 million movie. But the question is, can we still attract those fans? Also, I also see this in a way of the Transformers franchise. Say what you want about the Transformers franchise. Those Michael Bay movies, all of them, I believe, made above $500 million, even though some of them were crap. But now you look at now that Transformers is getting serious, you look at Rise of the Beast, which was the lowest of the franchise ever, which made about $400 million plus. Will this same thing happen in Jurassic Park, or will it go up higher? Please tell me your guys' thoughts. And guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Let's Talk About It. Please make sure you like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and please tell me your thoughts. Tell me what topics you want me to talk about. Send them in to the comments or email me. My email is on this channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.